Hi students, thanks for logging on to Schoology tonight and checking out this quick video. I'm going to try and keep this short. It'll be pretty free form, not a lot of practice is going into this, so I just want to go over what I imagine we will be covering for this project coming up. We're calling it the Catapult project, and it's called that because I'm going to give you guys all a Catapult tomorrow, handmade by yours truly, and you guys will launch either an M&M or a Skittle or some other projectile of your choice, whatever you guys bring in. You'll launch that, and you're going to launch it a number of times to kind of get a feel for where it lands, how far it goes. And once you do that, you'll start recording some official data. So that's where this that you're seeing right now is. You're going to do it 5 times, legit. And you're going to measure how far it goes using a tape measure. And you're going to measure how long it stays up in the air using a stopwatch on your phone, or we might have a couple here that you can use as actual stopwatches in case we need some. And once you've got that data, you're going to take the average time that it's in the air, the average distance that it falls, and a little bit more information without going through this whole thing. And you're ultimately going to use that information to figure out an equation to map the parabola of this object's flight, whether it's the M&M or the Skittle or whatever you guys bring in. That's in a nutshell what we're going to be doing. Now there's other parts to it. You'll see here we break it down into jobs. Each group has 3 people in it. We'll probably have one group of 2 that you guys have to double up a little bit. But you have one person who has to launch the catapult, one person who has to spot where it lands and mark it, and then another person who kind of has to chase around, run the timer, do some of the other stuff that has to go on while you guys are doing these trials. It works best to split it up that way if you can, because that way everybody can really focus on what they're doing and you kind of eliminate your errors. The more precise you guys are in doing this experiment, the better your numbers are going to come out, which means the better your equations are going to work, which means when we get to the second day of this, which comes down here, that's going to work a whole lot better. The second day, after you've kind of figured out a good equation to map your catapult's projectile force, or whatever you want to call it, then you're going to start modifying where it launches from. So we're starting off where it comes on the floor, but then maybe you'll stack a few textbooks, or you'll launch it off of a chair, or wherever else you guys think of. I'll let you guys get creative for that part. But you'll adjust where it launches from and launch it from those points, and then see if you can use your equation adjusted for the new starting point to figure out where it's going to land. I'm going to try and bring in some buckets for you guys to shoot for, and maybe you guys will make your own targets. We're going to kind of leave that part open, because ultimately what this is going to come down to is on the third day, and the days are loose, but on the third day, you're going to make a video of all of your work doing this. So while this is all going on, you'll have either a tripod, or you'll have somebody in the group who's kind of designated as the videographer. And what they'll have to do is you'll film yourself making these trials. So you'll have 5, 6, 7 video clips, maybe a few more than that, of you guys making these launches. You can include other stuff in there if you want, but the key thing is you show you guys making these launches, and the videos, the clips are going to be 3 seconds long, 4 seconds long, 5 seconds long, but you'll splice them all together. You'll make yourself one nice video, and then that's going to take the place of doing a presentation in front of the class. I know a lot of people weren't a big fan of that. I wasn't a big fan of that. I feel like that's something I did when I was in school, and I've been out for 10 years. If we have to do the same thing that I was doing 10, 12 years ago, we're doing something wrong. So I want to try and mix that up and kind of bring this into the new millennium. So that is in a nutshell what we'll be doing, right? We'll spend today, or sorry, rest of tomorrow, getting in groups, getting used to the catapults, and coming up with that initial equation that we're going to use to track the flight of our projectile. Day 2, really focusing on, okay, now that we've got our equation, how can we change it, and how can we make predictions based on the change in the starting height. Day 3, you're going to start compiling everything that you've done, make this little video, talk in the video a little bit about how your experiment went, and ultimately you'll have that as your finished product that you'll be able to turn in. So tomorrow in class, we'll go over the rubric, how you guys are going to be graded. All of this is very rough draft, so it's liable to change. I won't try and make any dramatic changes, but as we kind of do this, because this is my first time doing it just as it is yours, so as we discover things that need to be tweaked in how we describe this, how we go about it, we'll make changes to it. And I'm open to any kind of feedback from you guys, because you guys are the ones who are actually going to be doing this. I'm just supervising it and trying to make it happen. You guys know what's going wrong, what you guys need for extra supports, and I can adjust this document to reflect that so that we can not only make it better now, but also for future students who take this. So thank you for watching this. Just to kind of give you an idea for what to expect tomorrow. We'll go over all this again in even more detail tomorrow to start class off. But if you guys come in with a little background, it's going to help. Please bring in any projectile that you feel like launching. I showed you guys the projectile that you're going to have. I can't, oh, here's mine. Again, it looks like this. So nothing too big. Like I said, M&M size, maybe like a bite-sized pretzel would be probably about the biggest you'd want to get. Nothing too big because it's not going to be able to go far enough to get your data the way you want it. But bring that stuff in. If you guys have an extra tape measure, might be nice. Any kind of things you think might be helpful with this kind of a project, bring it in, and I'll have this document uploaded onto Schoology 2 under the projects folder. So if you want to read through it ahead of time and bring in some input tomorrow, that'd be great. So thanks again for watching, and we're going to try and have some fun with this over the next 3 days. Thanks a lot, guys.